Thank you for everybody coming. I just wanted to give a quick update where we are with our Coming Full Circle campaign. This was a project that we started back in February of this past year, and as I've mentioned, I think a couple different times, we've really had an overwhelming support from our fans and from our donors. Today, excited to say that our priority was selling the field level suites, and then it was selling the premium boxes, and then club seats. As of today, completely sold out of field level suites, completely sold out of premium boxes, and we have sold over 50% of our club seats. So it's just been a tremendous support from our fans. I think one of the unique things with the campaign and with this is we've been able to usher in a whole new set of fans that haven't been a part of the University of Louisville. And doing this project has been able to bring them into the fold. We've had, like I said, with a ton of momentum. We're excited to announce that we are going to be able to, we want to move up the opening date from 19 to 18. We'd like to start construction at the end of this year. So we've really had and have it be ready for the opening of the 2018 season. So it's really a compliment to our fans and to our donors who have believed in us and have believed in Coach Petrino and the team that he's assembled and the momentum that we've had. It's something, as a development officer and overseeing our development team, it's really been an exciting 7-8 months now to sit in front of you and say, we've been able to come this far. Projects like this, very rarely do you ever hear about starting a year early, but knowing my dad, and most of you do, he wants to be very aggressive, and that's what we want to do. We want to give Coach Petrino every opportunity and everything he needs to have, to continue to have a top-notch program. So, again, a couple of recaps we've got, with the expansion, it's twofold, really enhancing the fan experience, which I feel we're going to do with the 10,000 seats and 12 field level suites, 70 premium boxes, and 1,000 club seats. And then also from enhancing the player experience and the operation, what we're going to do to the operations building. As we analyze and we look through and we sat through some of our meetings and talked with Coach heavily, we've actually added another 30,000 square feet to the facility. So as we spoke before, we are now going to be at 70,000 square feet of new space, and we're going to have renovated 30,000, so for a total of almost 100,000 new square feet of space for Coach and our players to have. So this is a project that is very important to us and one that we have been very committed to, and as we've said before, we're going to be very aggressive to attain. And I think the excitement within our fan base is truly shown by allowing us the opportunity to start and open the facility a year early.
Questions from Mark? Mark, did you know that this was a possibility all along, or where along the road did you think maybe we could start this a year earlier than prior?
Didn't know it all along. I think from our standpoint, seeing how quickly the field level suites were sold, and then we had a really big push probably through April and May to look at it and say, this could be a possibility. I really challenged my team and to say, okay, guys, if there may be an opportunity, here's how we can do it. And a lot of credit goes to my staff and how hard they pushed to make new sales. Again, as I mentioned, I think one of the unique things for me and one of the great things is to see how many new fans are going to be a part of this and are a part of this expansion. We've had a great support from philanthropy from our current donors, but to see the amount and new number of donors that we're going to have as part of it have been really exciting.
Is the demographic pretty much corporate sales, or is there cross?
I think it's a healthy mix. I think it's a healthy mix all the way throughout, from the field level suites to the club seat sales. I think you'll see a good healthy mix, but probably lean more towards individual versus corporate on the side.
I know you started this in February, but how much has this excitement the last month and a half that the program has generated, how much have you tried to capitalize on that, and how much have you?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, it's been unbelievable. To be able to have game day come, to have that here, and just as we were telling people, as you said, believing in Coach's vision and trusting in him and knowing what kind of program that he's building, that when you are able to say those things and to have it reinforced on the field, it certainly makes what we do much easier. And I'm very appreciative of that fact. So. It's grown, yeah. We've added an additional 30,000 square feet. It'll increase somewhere, yeah. I mean, a lot like all your capital projects, there'll be there'll be an increase in the price somewhere. But we're working right now to make sure that we get the most bang for our buck. If you want to call it 57, it might be all right. But 55 has a nice ring.
What does that do?
Well, really, as we sat down, as Coach and I sat down, it was identifying what's a priority and what he needs, and what's, our program needs to have everything to compete at the highest level. I think, you'll see once this expansion is complete, it'll be one of the top facilities throughout the country. And, our job from an administration is to provide Coach with the resources he needs to be able to recruit and to have a great program.
Mark, so 2018, that first game's away, so it'd be that second week, that September 8th, Indiana State, I guess.
Yep.
The target. And then what will happen when you break ground this year? How much will it affect next season with down here and in the building and all that kind of stuff? What will happen throughout that process?
We are actually working on that today. I spent the whole morning kind of going over all of our logistical plans. We're going to work, I believe, on the actual expansion of the seats and everything else first, and then the second half of the project will be more with the Schnellenberger complex and expanding the operations building. Certainly, I think with anything like this, there will be some growing pains. Coach has been great and helped us and said that they're going to be very flexible and, to work with and understanding it's not ideal, but the end goal is going to be exceptional, and I think that he'll be very happy with it. The premium boxes had an initial contribution of $40,000, and then have an annual donation of $4,000, and then each club seat has an initial contribution of $8,000, and then annual donation of $500.
Other questions for Mark?
It was a six-figure capital contribution that were associated with it, yes. And then the terms are the same as what we have with our current suites, 4 and 7 year lease option, and
Could you make a brief opening remark about what this project means to your program?
This is exciting, getting it started early. I think the thing that it really shows is the commitment from Tom Jurich and Mark Jurich and all our administration that we want to give our student athlete the best possible experience they can have, and the opportunity to become the best player they possibly can become. It's exciting to see the support that we have from our fan base and our boosters and a new group, and the belief that they have in our program. I truly believe that when we go out and recruit a young man, we can bring him in here and tell him that he's going to be given every opportunity to become the best player he possibly can become, from being in the strength and conditioning room to our training room, where it's designed to keep them healthy, designed to help them get back on the field the quickest and fastest they possibly can. And I think that's one of the things when you talk about the extra that we put into it in the Schnellenberger complex. It is really about trying to improve the training room, improve the strength and conditioning room, and then also our meeting rooms, and being able to teach and do the things we need to do as far as teaching the game of football will be really exciting for me, because it'll truly give our coaches the opportunity to do a better job of teaching. So I think that's a unbelievable deal. We're excited to do it. There will be a time when we know we'll be out of the building, and where we're going to go yet, I don't know. But I did say we'll go wherever we have to go. So just to be able to get this done and completed, and be able to move the date up, I think is unbelievable. So I'm not sure how long we'll be out of the offices or where we'll be working at. The good thing is we do have other locker rooms. I remember when we first moved in here, we were using the visitor locker room for practice because we weren't completely finished with the complex yet. I remember being in an offensive meeting room and a ladder in there, and they were hanging the lights while we're trying to figure out what we're going to do on 3rd and 5. So we can work around that and get everything done and finish completely. And like I said, it's just really exciting for me.
Probably as the state of the art, these facilities get more and more grandiose. Do you feel like you need waterfalls and barber shops and all that stuff to compete?
No, it's really not. It's not what it's about, the waterfalls and barbershops. What it's about is being able to go into a home and tell a parent that your son will be given every opportunity to use his abilities and become the best possible player that he can become. Whether that's getting faster, bigger, stronger, smaller, and then also the training room, being able to make sure they're given everything there to be able to recover and stay healthy. And you know, football is continuing to to be a faster game, and you know, we have to be able to get them back on the field faster. The season gets longer. There's more games than there ever has been. So it's all about, you know, giving the experience so the player can become the best possible player he can become.
As the size of the project has gotten larger, are there specific things that you wanted that maybe weren't in the original design?
There were a number of things that weren't exactly how we thought they would be initially. So we went through meetings and you know, basically we're asked, you know, what would be ideal, and then if we didn't get exactly what we wanted ideally, then, you know, it was, well, will this do? How is this? And it's amazing the cooperation that we have.
Which you talked about when, in February, about having the plans to show kids and recruits and all that. Now you'll have construction here. How much does that change? I mean, because now they know that they're going to be a part of it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's when you go out and recruit someone and say, you know, in 2 years we'll be here playing, and this is what it's going to look like. And we have a great video that we, you know, have been showing them, but now they see the work in progress. That's different, you know, because I know there's been some places where they've shown pictures for 10 years and never broke ground, you know. So we're getting the ground breaking and going, and it'll be exciting.
Are there any renderings of the football complex itself?
We have some on the exterior. We don't have any on the interior currently.
And what about the Johnny G. statue? Any progress on that?
We have not made any progress on that, other than knowing the fact that it's going to be put in a prominent place. You know, we want to make sure that it's accessible by all of our fans to truly appreciate, you know, to truly appreciate it.
No Lamar Jackson statue in the outfield?
Not yet.
Anything additional? All right.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.